Hi guys, thanks so much for being here today. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is do an in-depth analysis of a really well-designed and successful therapist website. So personally, I find that I learn best about website strategy and design by looking at real-world examples. So I want us to do that together and look at this website and talk about what's the strategy that's being used in this design? What are the decisions that are being made and why? And then hopefully you can take those insights and that understanding and apply it to your own website and make decisions, really good decisions about how you want your website to be set up. If you have a current website, how you might want it to be improved. So I think it'll be a really useful conversation. So please take a second to like and subscribe. And if you have any ideas about websites that you'd like me to review in future videos, please leave it in the comments below. Okay, let's dive in. Okay, so this is the Octave therapy website. And from the very first moment, we can see that there's a lot that's going right on this website. So let's just talk about the colors. First of all, the colors are gorgeous. We have some really lovely green, a really nice shade of off yellow. And basically what we're seeing is a lot that's fresh and a lot that's bright. And that's the case with this gorgeous photo. Also, we've got the plant in the background. We've got the flowers. We've got what looks like a really inviting and beautiful office space. So right off the bat, we're seeing some really lovely, fresh design elements. And then we're also going to notice that right up here, we've got a button. Now, this is interesting because it says learn more. Usually I would put a contact button up at the top or even a phone number, but they do have a button here so that you can get in touch or find out more about the practice. And we have right here information about where they're located and that they're accepting new clients. So there's a lot that's going right already just in the way that this website is set up. And as we scroll down, I just want you to notice the animation that's right here on the edge that makes the website really both interactive and interesting. It isn't too much. It's a very subtle animation, but it does bring that aspect of, making the website react to the user's presence. So as you are interacting with the website is doing something that shows you that it's noticing your presence. And that's actually really effective and it's really well done here. So we see more images here that are really lovely. So one of the great things that they did for this website is that they have custom photography of their office. And it helps, obviously, that they have a super gorgeous office space. But even if they didn't have that, even if they had a less beautiful office space, anytime that you can have photos that are specific to your place that help people get a sense of when they come to see you, what the office is going to look like, what the experience is going to be like, it's really, really helpful. And I'm not talking about the content here. I'm more talking about the design. But if we do take just a second to look at the content, you'll notice that it's really well done. It's concise. There's not too much content. That's a mistake that I see a lot of people making. You don't need a ton of content, especially on the homepage, but you do see a really warm tone. You see words and phrases like built around you, support, specialized, a lot of just really good keywords that help people get a sense that this place is going to be super warm, inviting, and going to really meet individual people's needs. So let's keep going and look a little bit more at different decisions that are made here. Again, you see this gorgeous, very, not overwhelming, very minimalistic animation, which is really nice. And then I love this section. So you can see here, they have why Octave, and then they have it broken down into these 3 different categories that talk about what's special about this practice, what are the special benefits that you get from working with them. And they have custom, really well done, very interesting looking graphics here, one for each. And they have kind of differentiators, what makes them different from other people who you might be considering working with. So the idea that they're focused on results, they're very personalized, and they accept insurance. This is all really important information that you really do want to emphasize, and they do a great job of putting it front and center and doing it in a really concise, if you counted the number of words here, it's not much, but they're really well chosen words. And when you combine it with the custom graphics, it's really effective. And so as you scroll down, they talk about another aspect of what they offer. And I feel like these are clickable. Yes. So as you click, you can learn about different things that they have. So this is really nice. I will say that I don't know that every person who comes to the website is going to understand this. So it's a great design element, but you do also just have to keep in mind that maybe some people will, scroll past this and not necessarily know to click through. But if you're okay with that, that's fine. Some people will miss it. So it's just something to keep in mind. And then here they have some testimonials. So I love the design elements that they've incorporated here. And I think they do a good job. So obviously one of the challenges with therapist websites is that you can't have names and pictures of the people who are giving the testimonials. A lot of therapists don't have any testimonials at all. So they have chosen to have some testimonials. Obviously they don't have the identifying information, but I think the way that they've done it visually is really well done. Since they don't have the pictures, they have it in this quote box, and they've done it in such a pretty way that you don't really even notice that the picture and the name is missing. So I think it's well done. And then here they have places where they've been mentioned. It's really well done. It's not too much. It's not overwhelming. And then they have a really well done footer that kind of gives a lot of basic information and has, the call 911 if necessary. So that's really, really well done. So let's take a quick look at one of their services pages. So again, one of the first things you notice is just the great imagery that's being chosen here. And obviously this is custom photography that's been done in their office, but I don't want you to think that that means that you have to have custom photography. There are a lot of amazing, beautiful photos out there. It's just a matter of finding them. So if you can't have custom photography, or if you don't have the kind of setup that they have here, that might be a subject of a future video, but there's a ton of great resources out there for really beautiful photography. So what are we noticing about this photograph that makes it so effective? There's a lot of clean white space. There's a lot of color, and it fits, right? The colors that are used in the photo exactly match the colors that are on the website. So those are all elements that you can find, not just by having custom photography, but also by doing a good job of finding stock photos as well. So we can just kind of scroll down here and see, again, I don't want to focus too much on the content, but we do see that they have lists here. And, this is something I often talk with clients about. It really does benefit you to have lists like this on your website. That's because people are going to be looking for the specific issue that they want help with, and they want to see it. They want to see you say specifically that you deal with the thing that they are looking for help with. So having a list like this is really useful, even though it might seem to you like it's not that engaging. But it's well worth it, because people will want to see, oh yes, this thing that I need help with is specifically mentioned on their website. I know that they can help me. And then also having this general topics is a great thing to have. I find that it often is good to have a section about how you can help. So I'm sure they have that somewhere else here, but basically the idea is to also talk about what are the techniques, the approaches that you use. Sometimes people are specifically interested, if you do EMDR, if you do CBT, whatever the different strategies that you use are to work with people, it can be really good to mention that in case people are specifically looking for a particular kind of approach. And so they also do a really good job here. This is a huge practice, obviously. It says see all 97 providers. So that's a lot. But you notice that it's not overwhelming. When you get here, you don't feel like, oh my God, this is a huge faceless place. And the reason is that they choose just a few to highlight right here. And then you can scroll through and pick by location, or you can click to see all 97 providers. Now, obviously, once you click, this is overwhelming, right? So I think the hope is that you're going to filter it by the location. And once you filter by location, it's not going to be overwhelming at all. Now, comments about these pictures. I think most of them are nice. Some of them are less nice, and they're definitely not necessarily consistent. You can tell some of these are professional photos, some of them aren't. So if you have a group practice with a lot of people, or even, any number of people, but more than one, I really suggest, having a day when you have a photographer come into your practice and taking photos on that day of everybody, and doing it in the office or doing it outside, but kind of in a consistent location, because that's going to give kind of a uniformity to the photos. And don't think of uniformity as a negative thing. Think about it as making it feel cohesive. And that way people are going to be able to pay attention to the actual faces rather than be like, oh, that one's blurry or this one didn't come out as well or whatever it is. You want people to see the faces and then to click and look at the bios and the descriptions and all of that stuff. So it really is worth doing to have a photographer actually come out and take photos for you of everybody at your practice. And obviously, if you're a solo practitioner, having someone come and take photos of you, whether in your office or in another location that you feel comfortable in, is really a great investment, a wonderful thing to do. And there are, lots of ways that you can do that, whether it's by hiring a professional photographer or by finding someone that you know who's really good with photography, whatever that might be. So there are just lots of little elements here. If you notice, as you scroll over again, the website is responding and it's not too much. It's not distracting. It doesn't make it feel gimmicky, but it's a really sophisticated and, attractive way to make the website a little bit interactive. And again, the photography here is gorgeous. There's just so much that's going right on this website. So I think that is the main parts of the website that I really wanted to, here's how we can help. But it's interesting. So they have a how we can help section, but it's not actually talking about the therapy that they offer. They're talking about supporting with insurance and other things, which is definitely very useful. But I still would love to see, a list about specifically what therapeutic strategies they're using. So anyway, I hope that is helpful. I think this is a great website. I wish I knew who designed it, but it does not say. At least I can't see anywhere on the website where it says who designed it. So whoever designed this website, whatever agency designed it, well done. It's gorgeous. If you know who designed it, you can let me know in the comments so we can acknowledge them. So I hope that was really helpful and that you enjoyed the video. As I said before, if you have suggestions of other websites that you think would be a really good example of a well-designed strategic therapist website, you can leave that in the comments below. Let me know if this video was helpful. Let me know what questions you have so that I can make future videos that answer your questions and help you out. So thanks so much. Have a great day and see you soon.